Alright, this seems actually pretty hard. I think I do something ignorant like this. In the back. Kind of like sun in the back, actually. It's weird. Like, I need to play around so much. I need to play around like Gothitelle and Duraludon. Like, I really like maxing Togekiss against some of those, but then Duraludon kind of messes me up. So I think I'm like likely to max Incineroar, honestly. I would lead Magnezone, but the Marowak in the back kind of actually just invalidates a lot of what's going on. These freaking Marowaks are beating me up, actually. So yeah, I don't think I could really do Marowak stuff. Yeah, this is a 2 Marowaks in a row. Is really hurting my Magnezone. I wasn't playing against many Marowaks on the ladder, and when I was, they were like in hard Trick Room teams, so I could just like maneuver around them elsewhere. But now, I played against. This is the second team that just like has Marowak like normally. Okay. So this is a great lead just for Togekiss then. I guess I do just want to get this Trick Room out. Yeah, I think I like this. Alright, just get the Gothitelle out of here. Because if I get Airstream and they Geyser, then it's going to threaten to Trick Room anyway, so I could just get it out. Gyarados is long, need to be careful about that. They probably have Marowak this game, which is really good for me. It's kind of irrelevant. I just need to... Yeah, that's what I figured. Does it KO though? It's a neutral Geyser? Probably KOs. I don't know, it's long, it's not like a Life Orb. Okay, that KO'd. Wasn't expecting that TBH. I'm faster now. The problem with Torkoal I might go for just a fat Frenzy Plant. The problem with this Lumbear is actually wrecking me. I'm going for a Fat Frenzy plant. This has to work. They can max guard Trick Room and we're actually really screwed. I focused the Gothitelle for a reason. This could go so badly. It's actually funny how badly this could go. It might not even KO. Let's see. Is that crit? I might have needed that crit bad. Oh shit. I'm mad. I'm a mad lad. Trick Room's gonna be really bad. That's about what's gonna happen. What do you cast? What do you use? Trick Room. Damn, they got me good. Wait, real shit, this Torkoal might be able to clean up though. No way this works. I could protect. I guess protect's my best play. Okay, good. I could take that. You start calcing against this Gothitelle. Max defense. Is that Marowak? Body press. What if you're not max defense? 15%? It's close. How much overheat does? You're +1. Alright, overheat does a bit more. That was a really bad protect. That was too obvious. You You can't poltergeist me anymore, though. Injuries. Okay, let's see. How many more turns of Trick Room we have? 2. Okay. Yawn. What was I thinking with that protect? Honestly. That protect was so bad. I would have won the game. I'm out of it. This is a really bad matchup for me, too. I think the Togekiss lead went well. It's just a matter of like, the Gothitelle lock is so bad. I almost want to do Magnezone just to... say fuck it. I think what I'm about to do is kind of silly. I'm just kind of lost as to what I have to do. I could just like max Venusaur with Togekiss. That's like really bad though. Maybe it's not that bad. I don't have enough time to think about it, but if we go to game 3, I think I'm just gonna lead Venusaur and just go nuts. Ugh. It ends already. Frees up some weekends. As you can tell, I'm pretty defeated right now. You think they're gonna switch in Marowak? I'm fucking crazy, I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. No, not that. Okay. Now what are you doing with Gothitelle? You're gonna set up Trick Room? I feel like I beat Trick Room. Oh, I can't swap out though. They have a sweet team. Okay. Who do I have? YOLO, honestly. I guess Max Quake. No, you don't have Max Quake. Okay. Potentially good. Who are you flaring? That's fine. You're kind of meant to die anyway. So Marowak KOs Dusclops. Let's see. There's 3 turns of Trick Room left. Is this what I gotta do? Got him. Oh, that's really bad. I messed up. Okay. I would bring in the Incineroar, but that was on the higher end of rolls. Okay. So you have Gyarados in the back. think the Intimidate's pretty high value here. The Fake Out has to be worth something too. Where's this Powerball going? Oh, okay, that's another good switch for me. It's a -2 Flare Blitz deal it? Sure does. Marowak does not F around. Okay. I kind of just have to hope Cinderace does something stupid here. But, yeah, I'm pretty... yeah, I lost. Dang it. Alright, so... I didn't play great. I did not play great in like the whole tournament. Played okay. I think my macro sense was decent. I think my team, the Magnezone did not carry me as much as it was on ladder, is kind of what happened here. Maybe you miss and I don't know. It was not a miss. Alright, GG's. GG's. Good luck in the rest. And we're out. Yep. Wow, that was a lot worse than I was expecting. So we look at the teams I played against. Let's see. What teams did I play against? I played against this Lapras Tailwind team with Choice Band Arcanine, and the Choice Band Arcanine checked my Magnezone, which would like otherwise kind of be what I do against Lapras. I did end up winning. I'm just doing a recap, I guess, of all my games. So I won versus like this Lapras Whimsicott team, and I actually set up Game 3 really well in that they led NDD to imprison Trick Room first 2 games, and I did not have Trick Room at all. And then Game 3, I brought in Trick Room, and they brought in Whimsicott. So we should have lost Game 3 because we were way too greedy and didn't attack a Lapras in Trick Room because I thought they would max guard, but then they just fake tears our Whimsicott, and then it brought our Magnezone like too low to sweep, but a few turns down the road they missed a Hydro Pump and we were able to win. But if they hit the Hydro Pump, we lose. So like that was like bad play, even though I think the matchup was all right. Although Magnezone theoretically would be able to like carry that game, but they had Choice Band Arcanine, so like okay, that's a Magnezone answer. Then we played against this like pretty, I wouldn't say typical, but like it's a Hatterene NDD team. I think we had an okay plan for it, but Torkoal, they had a Sun mode, and then I was like, oh wait, Torkoal kind of checks Magnezone also. We had to make a read. We messed up. I thought they'd be able to KO a Dusclops, so I swapped out the Dusclops. But then I did the calc. I'm like, wait, they couldn't have KO'd, and they just didn't attack into that slot. So like we just swapped for nothing. Then we lost that match. So that was like it was like a bad matchup, and we played bad. So then we got to the losers, and we went up against this Tailwind Corviknight, Alolan Marowak team with like a Politoed just for weather control. Corviknight, so Magnezone answers Corviknight, except they had Alolan Marowak, so it didn't. And then we're like, we end up winning, although they like disconnected game 3, so like it's hard to say if I would have actually won the match. Although I think I did like out lead them pretty savagely game 3. I kind of did the same thing where it's like I don't do Trick Room until game 3, and they weren't prepared for that. But it was turn 1. I was like, okay, this is exactly what I predicted, but then they disconnected, so I got the win. But yeah, again, it was another team that like theoretically. Magnezone would be able to like sweep up and match up really well against everything, but then they had a low in Marowak. And then that just made the game way harder, the match way harder. And then that's kind of the same thing that just happened too, is like that we just lost to. Is like, oh, I think my team's really good, or Magnezone specifically like kind of covers all the bases, especially while you're still simultaneously answering Venusaur. But they have a low in Marowak, so half of Magnezone's attacks just don't work. And then you could see how that happened. Like if they didn't have a low in Marowak, I just lead. I lead Incineroar, Magnezone, and I just pick off everything because the Cinderace can't actually threaten the Magnezone there. Or I lead like Togekiss or whatever. Gothitelle was like also really scary that last match, and yeah, we didn't really have an answer. So it's like, yeah, I played pretty bad, and then I got to the losers, and then I just like faced 2 low in Marowaks that just like wrecked me. Even though I won one of those matches, it was like, oh, this is like not easy. So that's the way it goes. I mean, these were really hard games, and like everyone was way more prepared for Venusaur than I expected. That's another thing. So it was like Magnezone had to carry a lot of weight, and then it wasn't able to. I'm really curious what other people are doing well with, because like I don't know. I guess I just had this like super proactive, like scary team, but the metagame adjusted enough within the week between me locking it in and the tournament that like every team just had like, okay, this is what I do against Venusaur. And I mean, I definitely have a lot of play, but like that play involves Magnezone being able to like pick up the scraps, and it just wasn't able to do it with the 2 Alolan Marowaks I faced against and a Choice Band Arcanine I faced against. So it's like, and the misplays I was doing too. So it's like, yeah, theoretically because the Torkoal, I've been less high on Venusaur and higher on Torkoal in these past few days, and then that's why I'm like, oh, this Torkoal and Magnezone, like Incineroar, Dusclops, like quad basically, like quad core. They're all like super physically defensive and stuff, and I felt I could do some work there, but then not when you just having a low in Marowak that like honestly invalid. Like the only thing I have against a low in Marowak is Togekiss and Incineroar, and like those are not great answers to it. Incineroar's pretty good, but like I don't know. It was like these teams were fast with the low in Marowak, so I couldn't set Trick Room up because then the low in Marowak underspeeds everything. But then if I don't set Trick Room up, the rest of their team overspeeds everything. But that's just the way it is. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I was kind of booked this whole weekend for this, and I was like gonna go crazy on Pokemon this month, but but now there's like nothing to play, so I don't know. I mean, I hope this like week of Magnezone. It was weird too because it was like I was kind of sketched out on Magnezone, but like I was winning way too much on the ladder. Like if you go look at my last videos, like I was like easily top 100 and just not losing. So it's like when you have a record like that, it's just you can't really put the team down, and then you just have to trust that it works in the tournament, and it didn't because there was so many Alolan Marowaks. It makes me wonder, my last thought before I go, it makes me wonder if I was in the winner's bracket, I would have faced a lot less Alolan Marowak. Like, I don't know if it's Alolan Marowak is like the sleeper Pokemon, or it's like, I'm in the loser's bracket round 2, so like that's where the Alolan Marowaks are. They're in low ladder and the loser's bracket, which is like not to say like bad players bring Alolan Marowak, but it's just the reality of the situation of like if you like this is what I was doing, right? I was metagaming with Magnezone. I was like, okay, these are what the top ladder players are bringing, and so all these top ladder players are bringing these things. I think Magnezone beats those things. But you're only going to play against the top ladder players if you're in the winner's bracket, like on average, right? But that is the issue with metagaming. Metagaming is not perfect. It's perfect against a certain sect of players, but like Swiss rounds and double elimination, like they're different players that like average out to be in different brackets and different records. So it's like, yeah, if you metagame and then take a loss early, it actually kind of invalidates your metagaming. And then when you bring a Pokemon like Magnezone, it like, then it starts to actively punish you. But I think it's a risk worth taking. Because it's like, okay, well, if I win my first few rounds, then I'm just gonna like skyrocket my performance, and if I lose my first few rounds, then the tournament's over for me, kind of thing. My opponents were really freaking good too. Like I was trying to pull my cheesy shit, and no one was falling into it. So I need to like think about that too. I really messed up. I messed up my winners round 2 so bad. If I just click Trick Room there instead of swapping out my Dusclops, I think I easily win that match. And then maybe I don't face a low Marowak. Okay. That's enough. That's enough talking. I need to go eat. I'm actually starving.